Hello, good evening. I'm Kym Zest, and this here is Pigeon. Will is behind the computer running the show. Welcome to Pajama Yin Yoga. For the four of you who are tuned in now, I will share that yesterday I taught for the first time a class called Fire and Water while BIPOC, and it was awesome and amazing and exhausting. So this morning for breakfast, I had a leftover hot dog and a cookie while watching The Little Mermaid. That was my morning. So yeah, that's the kind of day I've been having. If you joined early and are foam rolling, feel free to continue to do so throughout the intro. You are also welcome to use this time to finish setting up. I will not be playing music on my end, but you are welcome to on yours. I also suggest having lots of props, soft flexible props such as yoga mats. I like blankets. Soft thick props, I've got these pillows, and stiffer props, I've got the yoga blocks and foam roller. And other props such as books, Tupperware, other furniture, other fitness equipment, anything that you have around is a great option to be supported and comfortable for this practice. One of the benefits of doing this on YouTube is making it free and available to everyone and anyone who needs it to be. But it does require support for us to be able to continue providing this, and we'll talk about that at the end. Tonight we will begin with a short movement flow followed by a seated meditation. We have 3 yin poses before final relaxation. You are always welcome to substitute a exercise, a posture, or meditation, and there will always be transition time between each yin pose for movement or stillness of your choice. During this time, there is no right position or correct alignment of traditional poses because there's no force applied, there's no progression goal, it never needs to look a particular way. For each yin posture, I will demonstrate several different setups to suggest where you might feel lines of fascial stretch. And that's like the connective tissue as opposed to feeling muscular tension and stretch. I'll begin with minimal props and then add variations and different propping options. While I demonstrate, that's your time to really explore all the different variations and postures and propping. The position after my demo, I will return to a seated position to watch the time for 2 to 3 minutes. The position that you choose to stay in for that time should feel very safe for you to release all muscular effort and tension while experiencing quiet sensations. This is a practice of patience, stillness, and subtlety. Let's begin. So I'm gonna take my padding. I'm gonna be in a kneeling lunge position. So I'm going to have one knee down, one foot out in front, and just padding underneath my knee. And then it's nice to have something so that you don't feel tippy, but not too close in this case. I'll just actually give myself a little more room. And then from a nice upright position, glutes gently engaged, abs just gently engaged so that you're not sort of sinking or slouching into this position. I'm going to bend to one side, pressing my hips out, opening to one side. You might just not touch the ground. You might put a hand on the hip. You might touch the ground. You might bring the ground towards you. And then come up to center and then go the other way. And I might choose to have a prop over there. And you're going to notice that you can bend significantly farther on one side than the other. That's okay. It's not going to be symmetrical because of the way your legs are set up. That's fine. Okay. Bending one way. Center. Other way. And you might choose to connect your breath to the movement, and there's no right or wrong to this. You could exhale in a side bend and inhale to center, or you can switch that and inhale in the side bend, exhale to center. It's going to simply change the sensation of the stretch and the movement. Moving at your own pace. Experimenting with how it feels and where you move. Doing another round or two. Transitioning out when you're ready. Taking a little transition time. Yeah. Setting up your other side. Starting with a nice upright posture, making sure that we're not sort of slouching or off center. And then side bending one way. And as you do it for the first time, just taking your time, you don't need to flow out of it right away. You might just sort of make some adjustments in the rotation, in the height, in the level of support. And coming to center and moving to the other side. And again, just noticing how this feels different, making any adjustments. And then as you come back to center, allowing yourself to flow from one side to the other, connecting with your breath. Taking another round or two. When you're ready, transitioning out. And we'll do one more flow. So switching sides. And from that nice upright posture again, gentle engagement in the glutes and the abs. Gently bring the hips forward. And as you do that, you might choose to have the foot kicked out a little bit more forward or closer in, whichever feels right for you. And then coming back up and then pressing the hips back. And you might have, you might have Support on either side. You might adjust where the leg is. Upright and flowing in and out. Again, connecting with your breath. There's no right or wrong to where the breath movement is. Just letting your breath initiate your movement. Taking another round or two. When you're ready, having a little transition time. Setting up the other side one more time. Gentle engagement, and then the hips moving forward. Make any adjustments for where you want your foot. And then coming to neutral before pressing the hips back, extending the front leg. And flowing between these two. Leaning forward with upright posture, pressing the hips back, allowing yourself to lean forward, connecting with your breath and your movement. Taking another round or two. When you're ready, transitioning out. And when you're ready, getting settled for our seated meditation. For the meditation, you can sit however you want. You want to sit in a way that is the minimally distracting in your physical body. So if a chair is available to you, go ahead and sit in a chair as long as you can feel like your feet are grounded and you can sit with a comfortably upright spine. If you're on the floor, you might choose to sit with the legs extended, with the legs crossed, with the legs folded back. If you are on the floor, I really do suggest sitting propped up on something, and it could be really anything. But propping your hips up, even just a little bit, can really make a difference. And giving your hips, knees, ankles a little more room. Other things you can do to prop is just padding underneath between you and the floor, any other pillow support. And as you settle in and get comfortable, Pigeon has decided to take up residence directly behind the microphone. Hopefully she won't start purring wildly. You can have your hands palm down, palm up, clasped in your lap. settling into stillness, allowing yourself to mentally put aside the other aspects of your life, of your day. They will still be there for you when you are ready to pick them back up. For now, allow your attention to rest on your breath. It is normal for your mind to wander, or for your body to be distracting, or for your environment or my environment to pull at your attention. Allow yourself to observe these things. Observe what happens, observe the distractions. But don't follow them. Let them pass. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Nod your chin towards your chest. Opening your eyes and reintroducing movement. ready for our first yin posture. Pigeon, I don't know if you're going to be able to stay there, but we'll give it a try. You're going to lie down on your back. We're going to do a sort of a gentle twist, and we're going to focus on feeling stretch in your hips, in your outer hips. And then depending on your variation, you might feel it more in the thighs and down the outside of your knees, or you might feel it more in your torso, up to you. So some of your options to feel this twist is we can do a light cross over the knee, ankle over knee, and then lie the legs down on their side. You can do a tight cross. And in either of those cases, you can choose, instead of just going directly to the side, to lie the legs down sort of away from my torso, in which case there's less torso twist, or I can pick the legs up towards my chest and then twist. Pigeon, how about your blanket? And then, of course, you can do any of those variations with different levels of cross as well. And then once you've decided how you want your legs to be arranged, you can add an arm component or play with where your leg or your head is positioned or supported. In any of these, you might choose propping underneath your hips, underneath your legs, underneath your head or your arm. Wherever you choose to settle, as long as you are supported, so that you can feel safe to stay in the position without needing muscular effort to push you into a stretch or hold you out of a stretch. Allow yourself to sink in and let go with each breath. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Noticing how your breath changes the sensation of this position. And using these breaths to help you gently come out. And you might choose to simply lie in a neutral position and notice the effects, notice any shifts and changes. Or you might be craving a more active counter movement. And then when you're ready, no rush, but we'll do the other side. We'll review the options. And just as you keep experimenting, notice this side does not need to look like the first side you did. It might need something different. So just because you got it set on one side, run through several options, several variations. When you found the position that this side feels best in, feels satisfying, feels relieving, and just make sure you've surrounded yourself with the props, whatever they are, that can help you feel safe to fully let go, to be passive. Being passive and still does not mean that no change is occurring. Simply that you're allowing for change to unfold and simply watching those shifting sensations. Letting go of effort. Observing the changing sensations in your body. Routinely returning to your breath. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath. Feeling your breath in this position your body has landed in. And using these active breaths to reintroduce movement, coming out gently. And again, taking that transition, whether you take a more active transition, any movement that feels right for you, or simply lie in a neutral space. Notice the changes. You take the time to hug your fuzzy companion. Nothing wrong with a little pet therapy. Eventually we have to get up and do our next posture. And Pigeon, I'm so sorry. I thought you weren't going to get cozy there. Pigeon thought we would be here for much longer. Pigeon, don't you remember how comfortable? This is your prop. This is a prop especially for pigeons. There we go. So, next yin posture. I'm going to bring some of my props a little bit closer to me. So we're going to be back into that lunge position. And for this, I actually want to be a little closer to my bookshelf because it's going to offer me some support. And you could actually be up against a wall if you'd like. So I'm going to get into that lunge position. And so many options for where you might want the emphasis of fascial stretch to be. But the key is to feel lines of tension and not single points, and that it should be a very subtle sensation so that as you stay in the position, there's room for change and room for relaxation and release. So not to set something up to be too intense. So some options from here is I could stay in an upright position with sort of my knees in 90 degrees and simply lean forward slightly, staying more upright. Or I might choose to come forward, and I could come forward onto a chair. So if I had a chair in front of me, I might just lean onto the chair in a variety of ways. I might use other props. I might be able to go, some people can go further down. I'm not going to get to the floor. So other options for how you set this up is to either kick the leg out, and I could even put my leg on something that will slide. And again, stay more upright or come forward. Or I might choose to have a really compact close stance. And again, more upright or more forward. And then in any of these positions, different propping, whether it's propping for your hands, for your forearms, for your head, propping underneath the thigh. And I could prop with quite a lot of other things. I could stack more things underneath my thighs. Lots of options, leaning against a wall so that you're not feeling tippy side to side. So experiment with some different options in your foot placement, in whether you want to be more upright or more lean forward. Making sure that you feel supported as much as possible with this posture. Because we are more upright, there is going to need to be some muscular engagement that you don't completely fall over. So it's a good practice in efficiency, that you use only what is actually necessary, and everything else gets to soften and release. Whether that's not gripping with your toes, to softening in the pelvic bowl or in your brow. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Whether you're using these deeper active breaths and you're ready to come out, or whether you're using these breaths to help you savor where you have landed, to sink in a little bit more. Transitioning however works for you. And when you're ready, setting up the other side. I can't remember which side I demoed first. It doesn't really matter, because you do whichever side you didn't do first, and hopefully you remember which side that is. So the basic choices you have are to be more upright or to be more leaned forward. And then the other choice is how you set up your front leg, whether you have your front leg more extended or more compact. There's no right or wrong. It just shifts where the emphasis and where the sensation is most dominant. But it should feel in multiple places in your body, in the front leg, in the back leg, whether it's more in your ankle or more in the knee or more in the hips. So just keep playing with those options. And it's okay if you like multiple options. You'll pick one for today, one right now, and always do another day. So whatever you have picked for today, allow yourself to settle. Observing the sensations, watching for where chronic tension wants to creep back in, and then giving yourself permission to let go, to release. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath. Using this breath either to start transitioning out or perhaps to sink in a little deeper. And then eventually, wherever you are, finding neutral. For our last yin posture, we're going to shift the emphasis to the upper body. So you will find sort of areas where you're going to feel some release in the chest, in the shoulders, throughout the arms, and depending on how you set up. So without any extra props, just something underneath my knees, having my arms extended and my hips roughly over my knees, and then just letting gravity take my chest towards the floor. Without any additional props, some options for setups are to bend the elbows and widen. Other options are to have the palms facing up or towards each other. I might choose, well, I'll need padding underneath my elbows, also to bend the elbows. And then a variety of ways to add propping is simply, it might be too intense, and I might need to prop my forehead or my chest. I might also choose to put a block between my hands. I might choose to elevate my wrists. Shifting where I am. And example of higher elevation. So wherever it feels best for you, settling in, finding your breath. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath. Using these breaths very gently, very gradually coming out. And then we'll be transitioning to our relaxation. And if what you need is a more vigorous movement, even a standing posture, before you're ready to lie down, you can do that. You can also just get to a more relaxed position faster. Might have support underneath the knees. You might be curled up in a blanket. You might have something over the eyes. Maybe a little support underneath the low back. And whether you are already settled in or just now getting yourself relaxed and cozy, feel your breath in your body. imagine a small ball of white light floating above your head. Wherever this light touches or passes through, it spreads a sensation of peace, of ease, of comfort. Watch this ball of light descend into your midbrain, slide behind your eyes, into your throat, and then your chest. Wherever this ball of light touches and passes through, it spreads a sensation of peace, of comfort. Watch it slide over to your right shoulder, right elbow, wrist, thumb, first finger, second, third, fourth. It slides through your palm, into your wrist, elbow, shoulder, chest. It slides over to your left shoulder, left elbow, wrist, thumb, first finger, second, third, fourth, slides through the palm of your hand to your wrist, elbow, shoulder, chest. Watching the ball of light travel down through your abdomen, behind your navel, into your pelvis and tailbone, sliding over to your right hip, right knee, ankle, big toe, second toe, third, fourth, fifth. Slides through the sole of your foot to your ankle, knee, hip, back to your tailbone, left hip, left knee, ankle, big toe, second toe, third, fourth, fifth. Slides through the sole of your foot to your ankle, knee, hip, tailbone. This ball of light sliding up through your pelvis, behind your navel, through your abdomen, into your chest, throat, settling in your midbrain, with your body at peace. Let your mind find ease in watching your breath. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Use these breaths to reintroduce movement, spreading fingers and toes, squeezing them in tight, rolling wrists and ankles. Lying there on the floor, allow yourself to stretch out long and big before hugging in tight as a ball. Rolling over onto your side, using your arms to help you sit up gently. And we'll conclude with 3 breaths together. We'll inhale through the nose and exhale audibly out the mouth. Together, in through the nose. In through the nose. Last one. Thank you to the 4 of you who have joined me tonight. YouTube just gives us a number. It's always really nice to get a hello in the live chat. And then we can only continue doing this with people's active support. So it really means a lot to us just to feel like people are on the other end of the camera. And there are 3 ways you can show us that this is worthwhile for you. One is simply to communicate and engage. So you can shoot me an email, kym@zested.net, and you can just let me know, what's your favorite prop? What's your favorite position? Is there something that I say that you really connect with? Anything is really appreciated. You can also share this with friends and family. You can follow us on social media, Facebook or Instagram, and go to our website, zested.net, to join our mailing list. Second option is to just show us your support by just a one-time donation. Even just $5 is a way for us to know that this is important for you. So donations can go to paypal.me/zested. And then the third option is to become a sustaining member on Patreon. That's patreon.com/zested. I think I got that right. Yes. $10 a month means that you support this programming for everyone, and you also get bonus videos. And the next time Will and I go on a wilderness adventure, we're gonna take special footage, special Yin outdoor film, and post that for our Patreon members. So lots of ways to support us, lots of ways to just let us know that there's someone on the other end of the camera who enjoys this and is having an experience. Any of those options are wonderful. Normally Pigeon would be there, but she's on the table and been wandering around everywhere. So thank you so much. We have had a wonderful time. Will's gesturing to me, but I don't know why. Have a wonderful night.